Einstein said either everything's an accident or nothing is an accident. If not everything can be an accident, then really, if you know the reasons, nothing's an accident. You just don't know the fucking reasons for it.
Okay, everybody's got a story to tell. Some people's stories are more interesting than others. It's one of the more interesting ones. So I enjoy being out there in the street again. Street of the front lines, and you never know who's going to come up and speak to you, what they're going to say. He's a very interesting man. I'm going to leave it up to you to go ahead and follow up on this individual. I'm not going to put it in the show notes or the description. I'm not going to put the name of his book in there. If you're interested in it, you're grown up. You can write it down. You can look it up yourselves. I'm going to give myself a copy of the book. For no other reason than this gentleman is highly interesting. It all started out with another highly interesting individual. He noticed my poster of Tommy Robinson, and he was rather surprised that anybody in the States, or New Orleans in particular, would be familiar enough with Tommy to champion him and to put his poster up. And that's how this conversation got started and progressed from there. And I enjoyed talking to this individual. It was a refreshing refrain. Most people are caught in the matrix that we have been placed in. I leave no doubt about it. We are in a matrix. Some of us just more aware of it than others. And some of us can pull the tubes out. Some of us can't. So, if you like this one, you know what to do. Again, I don't have to lead you by the hand. You can go ahead and hit the like button and the subscribe button, and you can go ahead and contribute to my PayPal account at BadassUncleSam76@gmail. You can become a Subscribe Star member. That would be nice. I'm catching up a little bit on things, so hopefully I'll be able to get a shop up soon. So, in the meantime, if anybody wants one of my prints, any of my posters, just email me. I will email you back the JPEG. You can go and get your own print for the size you want. And all you have to do is give me a donation. I really don't give a crap what it is. Just put something in the kitty. Be as generous as you'd like to be. So without further ado, let's get into this one. And I'll see you on the other side of it.
Robinson is.
You'd be surprised.
Pleasantly so, if that's the case. He's got my support.
Yeah, where are you from?
I'm from the Ukraine, but I spent a lot of years in Russia, and I came back here and wrote a book. You know.
Wrote a book on what?
Oh, I wrote a book about some of these things that you have over here, but it was a combination of poetry and essay, and I was once inspired by Bob Marley's words, when the power of love overcomes love of power, the world will be a better place. I said, when the love of power overcame power of love, the world became a modern place. And at the end of that piece, there's a stanza. At the foot of a stone stands a man in the distance, another on mountaintop high up above. Can you tell which is which and how it will happen? Love of the power versus power of love. Christ versus Antichrist, and who's who, and people can't tell the difference. Now before every chapter there's a tarot card, and altogether they make a reading. The book has some features that aren't immediately available. You can read it in any order you want, and depending on the order you read it in, it'll give you a different result. There's also a very strong numerological structure to it, like the chapter on Russia, that's essay. And it's 21 pages, 6,666 words. Somebody says to me, that's an accident? I said, no. Einstein said either everything's an accident or nothing is an accident. If not everything can be an accident, then really, if you know the reasons, nothing's an accident. You just don't know the fucking reasons for it. And, you know, the book got some attention in Powell's of Oregon. I'm not from there, but my girlfriend's from there. And we left the book there, and in 3 months it sold 3,600 copies.
What's the name of it?
Let the Darkness Shine.
And you can get it?
You can get it on Amazon. But what the interesting thing that happened is, one of the people who reviewed my book came to talk to me. And he's like, we should talk. I said, first off, I'm sorry, who are you? He tells me, his name is Gabriel. I forgot what his last name is, but he's a 32nd degree Mason from the 23rd Street Lodge, which is a very influential lodge in New York. It gave rise to a lot of famous people. And his grandfather happens to have been Yakov Sverdlov, who was one of Stalin's lieutenants in the Politburo. I find that a hell of a coincidence. That he's not a kid, he's like 50-something. His grandfather was working with Stalin, so his grandfather was one of Stalin's henchmen, and he's a very influential Mason in New York. The symbol of modern Russia is a double-headed eagle, and that's also one of the symbols of Masonry. The other one's the ladder, the arc, the checkered floor, the Cleopatra's needle. So that lended a lot of credence to there being an underlying structure to the way things are really done in the world. What's your name?
Badass, Uncle Sam. Mike DeBerry.
Oh, it's nice.
That's a get-out-of-jail-free card from Hillary Clinton for you. And, yeah, very interesting. I'm going to get your book.
We'll talk again. I'll be back. Samantha just wants some food. My name is Pavel. There are videos on my book on YouTube I can show you. It reached its 444th place on Amazon out of 423,000. But they stuck it not in the political section, they stuck it in the occult section. And one of the things I said in there, I'm reminded of the words of Hemingway. The world is a wonderful place, it's worth fighting for. I agree with the second part. I'd hold off on the first until we can make it more so. Until then, the world is a wondrous place, if not quite wonderful. It's still worth fighting for. I don't think those are stupid words.
Indeed. And you use them well. You got a lot of them. I appreciate that.
Thank you. I'll show you just very quickly here. Oh, by the way, he said to me, your book should do very well. I was impressed with it, of all the garbage I've read. I mean, to him, the whole thing's a joke. Some of them are standing to the side, and they get a kick out of what people are speculating about them. He said, my book is doing very well now. He said, we'll see. 2 days later, the store dropped it. He's like, how are things going? He was showing me. You know what I'm saying? Play along or get along.
Yeah. If people only knew.
This is the book, and these are a couple of the videos I have on it. My book, Let the Darkness Shine. That's the full version of the trailer. This is the short trailer. You know, one of the things I talk about in the book is people say 1%. 1% ain't shit. My mom was a doctor. She died under some really bad circumstance. She was making $300K a year, but some men make a lot more. She's 1%. She doesn't have millions. She doesn't have billions.
Right.
Then you got tier 2, 1% or 1%. Those are the people like Trump, like Putin, whatever. Oh, thank you.
There's a book I'm reading now that's kind of like tied into a lot of what is going on.
Well, that's great. Can I photograph it?
Oh, please do.
It's funny, you're actually receptive to what I said. I spoke to another writer there who did a book on train hopping, you know, for like 6 or 7 years. He kind of had a dry smile, like he was incredulous of what I said.
No. I know exactly where you're going with
He wasn't
this.
rude, but I could tell he thinks this guy is off his gourd, and I used to get pissed off at that, and I'm thinking, like, people want to believe or they don't want to believe. If they want to believe, they'll listen to what you have to say. They don't want to believe, it doesn't matter, no matter the way, no matter the day. A lot of the response is emotional, it's not even intellectual. My cousin has a PhD from MIT in physics, and he's one of these guys, he's a skeptic by nature. You got to prove something to him by tried and true experiment. He says, before I read your book, man, I didn't believe any of this shit. You really made me think on some things.
Yeah.
And it's not because he's my cousin and he wanted to believe me. It's like, wow, if I could do a really hardcore empiricist PhD guy with, from physics, and he started thinking about some of the stuff. He says, but even if people don't believe everything you said, you've given them plenty of reasons for thoughts.
I finished another one recently you might want to peruse. It's I hope it's not prophetic, but it's called The Killing of Uncle Sam.
Sure, the globalists want to see America destroyed, absolutely.
Yeah, and it does a great job of connecting the dots. It starts with the whole United Kingdom overtaking of Africa, the Cecil Rhodes and the formation of the societies and what their plans are and what they want.
People don't realize the U.S. Constitution is based on the Magna Carta. And the two countries that truly control the world are not China, Russia, India, or the Arabs like to say Israel. No. Israel is one of the only semblances of democracy in the Middle East. Netanyahu has his own reasons. I'm not idealizing him. But there are two countries that really have the greatest pull. Is Switzerland, that claims to be neutral. It's not neutral. It has the biggest world supply of gold. Gold. They were still hanging people. They were, burning people for witchcraft in 1865. Oh, they were real progressive. Come on. And the other one is England, which owns the U.S. the U.S. Federal Reserve, which is neither federal nor is there a reserve.
Thank you. Yeah. The Bank of International Settlements, right? Yeah.
The Rothschilds is just one of the money families there. The Rockefellers, Pierponts, DuPonts, Astors,
the Chiefs, the Oppenheimers. It's all there. Pleasure.
We'll talk again.
Good. I hope so.
It's nice to see this. It's nice, especially here. I mean,
in this liberal cesspool.
You should check out a book, Jonas Goldberg, Liberal Fascism. Brilliant book. And he says that fascism actually came from the left. People have short memories.
Yeah,
They have short memories.
National Socialism.
What I'm saying is Al Jolson was praising Mussolini. Mussolini was the father of fascism, not Hitler. Hitler made it specific to Germany, which was Nazism.
The Club of Rome, the whole...
But Nazism is National Socialism, so a lot of the liberals want to call anyone who's nationalist fascist when they don't want anything to do with socialism.
They don't know what they're talking about.
They don't know what the fuck. Anyone that doesn't agree with them is a fucking fascist.
Thank you.
So, at the end of the day, it's become, I've gone to some of their neighborhoods. Fucking, what's her name? Maxine Waters tells people to go around attacking conservatives. She lives in a 6,000 square foot condominium that's valued at almost $5 million. Her district, the one she represents, has the highest area of homelessness, which only worsened since she took charge 30 fucking years ago. Louis Farrakhan lives in a $4 million house, Nation of Islam, my ass. Al Sharpton, hardly a pauper. Michael Moore has 12 properties worth millions. Ron Kuby has millions of dollars in properties
Bernie
in Chelsea.
Sanders. We can go on. If it wasn't for hypocrisy, liberalism wouldn't exist.
Look up the book. Liberal Fascism, beautifully written work.
Yeah, I've heard of it. I've heard of that.
Very hard drive. So we will talk again.
Very good.
I hope you found this gentleman as interesting as I did. Of course, he never did come back to talk to me that day or the next, but I would certainly like to have him pop up again and come around and talk. It's all too infrequent that I will talk to someone with this much on the ball and insight. So again, if you like it, you like it. If you care, you share. If you can contribute. I want to thank you for stopping by. And remember, if you can do nothing else for me, pray for me. God bless you. I'll see you on the streets.